Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to the QPR Career Mode. If you're not all caught up with this series, go check out the playlist, get yourself caught up, and then of course welcome to today's episode. Last episode, we had some frustrating moments. We had some times where we struggled, we had some times where we couldn't break teams down, we had a bit of a disappointing loss, but ended on a positive, ended on a win, and hopefully we can carry that form into today's episode and keep the winning form up is kind of really where we want to be. Currently sat in 5th in the table, very happy with that indeed. Obviously plenty of the season still to go. We are only 10 games in, but 5th place is a pretty good place to be, and I'm pretty happy with that. Norwich leading the way at the moment with Leeds just behind them. Sheffield United, West Brom, ourselves and Burnley in the playoff places currently, and at the bottom of the table we have got Oxford United, Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea City, 3 teams struggling nearer the bottom part of the league. But today we start off with a game against Coventry, and realistically I think we're going to just have to really power through and get some wins today. That's going to be the main focus. I will say very quickly, this episode, the next episode, and the episode before this one, at least those 3 are going to be somewhat bulk recorded. I'm away by the time this video is going live, so I'm on holiday, so I've had to bulk record a little bit. So any comments and stuff, I will reply to them, but they won't be action just for a couple of episodes. You'll basically know because I'll be wearing a different t-shirt. That is when you know that this bulking session of recording has finished. So I'm just going to address a couple of things in here. We'll just go through and look at these new roles. So Varane and Lloyd now with their new roles that they can play. That's fantastic. I'm really happy with that. So Varane on that holding midfielder plus, which is a lovely position to be in. He's a plus now, which means he's world class in that play style. So sure, we'll go with that. What else do I really want him to? You know what? I think I'm just going to keep him on that. I just want those defensive stats going up. We do want his acceleration going up, though. I think I'm just going to whack him on balance, just have everything go up a little bit evenly. Maybe not the most sensible thing to do, but that's how I'm going to do it. And then we're also going to have a little look at Lloyd, who is now an advanced forward. We'll apply that rule. Again, he's apparently a 55 rating, and I think he's like 18, 19. He's a world-class advanced forward. By the way, in real life, I really like Alfie Lloyd. Seems like a genuine, just happy lad. He seems so happy in the fact that he's in this position as a footballer and he's getting first team minutes and stuff. He just seems so down to earth. I got a lot of love for him. If you haven't seen it, go watch the interview of his first goal. It was the goal against Sheffield Wednesday. Go and watch his post-match interview. It's just the most genuine thing. And I love it. It's a really good, worthwhile watch, that little interview. But anyway, sorted that out. We've got one of our youth players who I believe is finished his development role as well, so he can play as a centre half. Plus, again, this I fully agree when people are saying that this is too quick. We shouldn't have a plus on any youth players. That should not be possible to achieve. Having a world class centre half who is like, what, this lad's like 14. He's not a world-class centre-half. Come on, EA. That needs looking into. That really does need sorting out. But yeah, I'll keep him doing what he's doing. Just want those defensive stats to go up, so I'll keep him on centre-half for now. But anyway, let's crack on through. I'll either see you guys at the Coventry game or if anything else happens in between. Okay, here we are going into the first game of the episode today, and one change from what is our usual starting 11. Throwing Varane in there to see how this holding plus works out, because we've got him and Field now both with holding plus, which could be pretty insane. So Madsen drops to the bench. Really good option to bring on, to be fair, because he's been phenomenal for us in the series so far. I really like his card in game. But first game of the episode, hopefully one that we can come away with 3 big points. That's the hope. Start in, like, as you mean to go on. Try and start in winning ways. That would be fantastic. You can see Celar obviously bagging a brace in the last game of the last episode against Portsmouth. Let's see if he can come out with flying colours and strike while the iron's hot, basically. See if we can get ourselves another big win at home under the lights at Loftus Road, a place you love to be as a QPR fan. It's honestly, I still get that buzz. I've been going there for over a decade and I still get that buzz every time coming up those steps, getting out to see that pitch. I love it. I absolutely love it. So without further ado, boys, let's go for it. First game of the episode today. Let's try and start with a win. Come on, you Ars. Sato gets that overlap coming here from Kenneth Powell. Going to play it back into Sato. We get a little bit lucky because I didn't pass it to Powell there. It's bounced to him at Chair. Going to try and just find a little bit of space here. Not so far, but Dembele can't quite find Celar. Nice little passing play to start off with, but need to just try and make sure we get chances. Lovely tackle there, by the way, from Varane. Kenneth Powell. Sato making a lovely run ahead of him here. Obviously got a man to beat. He's going to try and come inside to do so. Oh, I've come inside and then gone backwards and run straight into their player. Not quite what I meant. Varane with a bit of a chance to burst forward here. Bring this ball forward. Oh, I've tried a bit of an ambitious pass there to Dembele, but it wasn't really on. Ball out wide now to Santos. Santos just going to burst on this right-hand side. Dembele's not really in front of him, so he's got a lot of work to do here. But we're going to play it into Ilias. Ilias Chair, finesse on the left foot. The keeper's got to do better from there, surely. But you know what? I couldn't care less. That is a lovely goal from Ilias. And mate, didn't know you had a backflip in you. I expect to actually, you just get back from your back being sore. I'm hoping you're playing against Blackburn. I'm filming this the day before Blackburn. So lovely chance here on that left foot, edge of the box. It's a lovely strike, but the keeper's got to do better there, in my opinion. He's just got to jump and claim that. But again, I won't complain that he hasn't. We're just going to watch this here again from this angle. It's a lovely strike. You'd think if that's gone sort of nearer the corner, fair enough. But it's quite central. And Ilias finds the back of the net with a lovely, lovely strike. You cannot complain about that going in. Again, keeper could have done better, but I'm glad he didn't. It's 1-0 to QPR. That's the start we needed, boys. A lot of the ball here in Coventry's half while in Coventry possession, much like the game against Millwall, where kind of just putting them under pressure forces them backwards and they kind of just keep going backwards. And this is the first time since our goal the ball has been in our sort of defensive third. But look, I put a bit of pressure on them and they just head backwards. It really isn't ideal, and it does feel like it really needs addressing, EA. There's too many times that certain setups of the AI will just do this for 90 minutes. And if you're 1-0 down or if it's 0-0, it's the worst thing because you physically don't... I've not touched the ball since our goal. Literally, that there, tackle from Dembele, is the first touch of the ball I've had. And actually, it's a bit of a chance to maybe double our lead here. Celar, unlucky, couldn't quite turn quick enough to then push back and have the strike. But it is going to be 1-0 at half-time, and I'm very happy with that. It's a lovely goal, again, if not slightly lucky to be 1-0 up. But I'm happy that we are 1-0 up because if they're going to play this way, we're going to really struggle to make many more chances in this second half. And it is going to be a lot of us just chasing the ball and hoping that at some point they don't just switch into attack mode and just hit us on some filthy counter and make it 1-1. So hopefully we can come out in the second half and maybe get a little bit more possession. I'll be interested. Yeah, look, 69% possession. We've barely touched the ball. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to take Dembele off because he is pretty tired. Going to bring on Paul Smith in that right mid spot. Pretty much a like-for-like change. I'm not entirely sure when our next game is or when we need to have rotated by. So I'm going to keep the rest of the team the same. I'd pretty happy. You know what? Actually, I'm going to bring on Frey, get that match sharpness just up a little bit, keep him a little bit happy. Celar's obviously our starter because he is scoring plentiful at the moment. Or when he finds that space, when we get that team working, he really does score a good number of goals for us at the moment. So going to kind of crack on. I'd say more of the same. I'd like more possession and keeping them as quiet in our defensive third as we did in the first half. But hopefully that's not just because they keep the ball the entire 45 minutes. But it looks like they're starting as they mean to go on. Let's find out. Come on, you us. Sato on the ball. Plays it inside here to Frey. Frey isn't going to get past his man, so I've just tried an audacious strike, but Dobbin is going to pick that one up pretty easy. A nice effort, but the keeper's made it look like a pretty darn good save. Smith going to lay it off here to Chair. He's made a nice run in front of him. Chair, little ball roll. Just try and take it past his man. We're going to struggle to here, so we're going to play it inside to Paul Smith. Paul Smith, tries to find Frey. It might seem like a really weird highlight if that makes the video, but that's literally the only touch of the ball we're getting is the occasional chance because all they're doing is just getting it and passing it back. But they're not doing that here, actually, to be fair. But let's see if we put a bit of pressure on them. Oh, look. Backwards they go. Oh. I've fully just been sent off with Michael Frey. I won't lie to you. I was trying to be a little bit quicker at getting one of the chances here and try and really chase them up and get the ball off them. And I thought, if I give away a foul, it's not the end of the world because I've scheduled changes about 15 minutes ago. But I didn't think that was going to be a red. It wasn't a great tackle. I will hold my hands up to that. But I wasn't expecting that to be a red card. Okay, so we have no striker. It's also not made my changes. The substitution thing is an absolute joke, by the way. I've scheduled a good handful of changes ages ago. And none of them were ready to come on there. That is stupid, EA. please sort this out because it is getting a bit ludicrous now. I'm out of subs there, but I'd scheduled to bring on Madsen, Dunn, and Ashby to come on, for like 15, 20 minutes. They're not going to make it onto the pitch now. I guarantee it, because all that's going to happen is I'm going to try and chase them for the ball. They're going to knock it around, and I'm never going to get a chance for my players to come on. It really is infuriating. As much as I'm enjoying career mode, things like this need fixing because it just takes the enjoyment out of it. All I've done is run after the ball for 80 minutes of this 90-minute game, and silly things like I've tried to bring on changes and them not happening 30 plus minutes after I've scheduled them. I scheduled them in the 55th minute thinking when the ball next goes off the pitch, those changes will come on. Even if it's like the 70th minute or whatever, even if it happens in the 60th, at least those changes will happen. But we're now about to finish the game. I've had those changes scheduled for 40 minutes, including a break in the game, and they didn't happen. But we get the win. Boos around the crowd, mainly probably because of how dull that game was because of the Coventry tactics there. But it's 3 points. I'll ignore the boos. It's 3 points, and we take that. Well, it obviously wasn't ideal, the red card from for Frey, I should say. But I do hold my hands up on that one. I was trying to sort of push the ball a bit quicker, trying to get the ball to go off the pitch. And I thought, again, even if I give away this foul, it's a bit silly, but a yellow card and I get my subs on, I'll take it. Didn't mean for that to happen, but it is what it is. Anderson not very happy. I, again, feel like he maybe would have been a bit happier if he'd got on the pitch when I tried to schedule that substitution. But, oh well, it is what it is. Not too much I can do about it. Let's find out how long the suspension for. It is just one game, so it's frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. I was offered the New Zealand job, by the way. I didn't see where you can turn off international job offers, so I didn't. Kind of wish I did. Would have liked to have got rid of it. But this next game is a big one. 4th against 5th. Obviously, right now, us, Sheffield United and Burnley, all on 21 points. A win for us or Sheffield United or Burnley could see us into the top 2, depending on how things land. Obviously, we are a game behind Sheffield United, so they could win their game in hand, go top of the table or even second, and then we've got to catch them anyway. But the fact we're even talking about the top part of the table is awesome. I'm so here for that. So let's just crack on. Obviously, a little bit of change around in the team. It is a midweek, so we don't have too many days. We've got 3 days to recover. We are a striker short, but we'll do what we can. I stand slightly corrected. This is not a midweek. This is actually the weekend game. The last game was a midweek, so my mistake. But Frey will be coming off the bench, and we're going to bring on Rayan Coley, I think, for the bench, because I like Rayan Coley. Good little player, IRL, and also he's fun to use in this. I'll be entirely honest with you. Obviously, Anderson wants to play. I'll try and make sure Anderson does make his way onto the pitch this time. That wasn't for lack of trying, Anderson. I promise you. It just, for some reason, it didn't bring my substitutes on, which was incredibly frustrating. But we will see how this one pans out. I think this is going to be probably one of our toughest league games so far. I would say, honestly, this is right up there with the Sheffield United game, which we know how that one ended, and I don't really want to talk about how that one ended, but they are talking about a player here, Fleming, 10 goals. He's the top goal scorer in the Championship. Okay, so that is very much a point to pay attention to. I'd be surprised if we have another Coventry, another Millwall, a team setting up here to just keep possession. I think Burnley are going to be on the front foot. I think they are going to attack us. Obviously, they're not playing under Company anymore, but since Company sort of took over, that was that really exciting front-footed style of play. Obviously, it's this infamous setup that Dyche has of what they call Brexit football, but it took a lot, I think, for Company to get that out of Burnley and sort of give this new brand of football. And I think it was some really nice football. I think it's proof that at Bayern Munich, that tactical setup does work. It was just maybe he didn't quite have the players he needed to make it work in the Prem. But under new management, but still playing some lovely, lovely football. Let's see if we can take on Burnley. Let's see if this would be a huge stepping stone and a huge point proved if we could get something today. Even a point would be good, but 3 would be phenomenal. But you can see already this is going to be a defensive workout for our squad, that's for sure. But we win this ball nice and early actually here in that attack. Now Madsen finds Dembele, Celar very much offside. Heverton not making a run, despite me pressing L1 a good 4 or 5 times. Now he makes that run through. Celar, mate, stay on side, please. Let's get this ball in the box. It's a bit ambitious, the overhead kick. I think he's hit the defender in the head, but it's not a bad little thing. I think this is going to be very, very end-to-end. Great tackle there from Sam Field. Dembele now. Look at Celar. Oh, the ball's so bad. It's straight at the defender. It either needed to be the outside of the defender for Celar to run round him, or it needed to be in between the centre-back and the full-back to give us a chance like that for him to run through. And Celar, on his left foot, finds the back of the net. It's a lovely, lovely strike into that top corner, and Celar makes it 1-0. He didn't score in the last game, but that's 3 goals in 3, and I'm very, very happy with that indeed. Lovely, lovely strike. That woman was having a great time there. She was climbing over people for celebrations there, but Celar on that left foot just smashes it into the top corner. I'm assuming it's Trafford in goal. I'm assuming. I'm not entirely sure, but he couldn't get to that one. It's a lovely, lovely finish, and yeah, 1-0 QPR. That is exactly the start we needed, much like in the Coventry game, getting that goal within the first 20-25 minutes. It's a lovely place to be in, and hopefully now we will see Burnley still on the front foot and not doing this like let's pass it around the back and feel sorry for ourselves kind of vibe, which it doesn't look like they're doing. It looks like they're pushing forward, and as much as that's not great for the possibility of them scoring goals, oh my word, what an effort. Saved by the woodwork. It's much better for the video. So I'll take that as a positive. Man, we got away with one there, didn't we? But Madsen now plays it into Ilias. Ilias going to play it over the top here. Celar couldn't quite get there ahead of the defender, but Ilias is going to pick it back up here. Plays it forward for Sato. He's going to take a touch. He's going to whip that ball in there. He's aiming at Dembele. Not the tallest of players to aim at, but it's well cleared in the end. But Field brings it down. Dembele. Oh, tried to play it to Chair. But, oh, you know what? The highlight's going to continue because we keep winning. Okay, I'm offside. The highlight's over. Oh, man. I kind of put the jinx on that one, didn't I? Sato cuts inside. Lovely turn there. Takes about 3 Burnley players out of that situation. Now he's going to try and play it to Celar. It wasn't a great pass, but Celar had also decided he was going to go the other way. Oh, nice pass inside. Brownhill now. I was going to say they've got the man in the middle. They've hit the bar again. It's basically the same section of the bar. This time, though, instead of bouncing down, bounces over. I'm looking calm, but I'm not looking overly confident there on the sideline, because that is 2 chances that Burnley have rattled the woodwork, and Nardi has not been able really to get to either, because they've both been such powerful strikes. But Celar now, can he maybe find his good second strike of the game? It hits the defender, and then it bounces back off his forehead. And then it's half-time. You know what? Overall, we cannot complain about going in 1-0 up there. Burnley could have some frustrations at not at least being level after 2 wonderful strikes that have hit the woodwork both times, and they've been denied by said woodwork. But we go in 1-0 up, and I will be very happy with that indeed. We're playing some nice football. The fact that we actually have a team attacking us means that at times we're finding those spaces. Sato's finding plenty of little pockets, cutting inside. Then Dembele's making some good runs outside. That final pass is still the thing letting us down at times, and that will be frustrating if we can't sort of fix that. But we're going to bring on Anderson here. I said that I would try and get him a bit more game time because obviously he was a touch frustrated. You know what? Varane played such a good game last time. Varane is going to come on at some point, not at half time, but he will come on at some point. I'm also going to make the change to bring on Ashby. That is because, again, I wanted to bring him on in the last game, and I don't want Newcastle to cancel or terminate the loan, because we couldn't really afford to lose much squad players at the moment. So going to make that change just to get some more minutes under his belt and keep the parent club in Newcastle happy. But actually, he comes on here, gets involved nice and quickly here. Dembele going to try and take it past his man. Inside to Celar. Celar going to strike it, and Celar makes it 2 in front of the away fans as well. It's things you love to see. This man is on form right now. He is absolutely flying. You cannot stop him. He is scoring goals for fun, and he could be a big, big pivotal part in us making our way into the Premier League if it was to happen. If we were to finish a nice high finish, I do think Celar will be a big, big part of it. But lovely play from the kickoff there. As soon as we won that ball, it was a really nice bit of play. The pass from Madsen, I think it was, out to find Dembele was a great little pass. Then the passing between Dembele and Ashby, lovely little ball over the top. And then Dembele finds a lovely pass inside to Celar, who calmly finishes the chance he was given, and just like that, doubles not only his goal scoring tally for today, but our lead. It's 2-0, and that is a great start for us. And actually Dembele doesn't quite get through. Good tackle as well. Anderson going to try and bring this ball forward here. Going to try and play over the top for Celar. I've given Celar a lot of work to do there. He wasn't going to get that. But can Anderson get the header? He can, but he didn't really have much chance to head it to anyone. He just got his head to it. Okay, changes made here just after the hour mark, and we've made 3 at once. Varane, Coley and Smith on for Celar on 4. God, I forgot now. Madsen, and on 4... Oh, God, who else did I... Oh, I took off Dembele. All were basically fitness changes. I feel sorry that I took Celar off with 25 minutes on the clock to still potentially get that hat-trick, but I just want a fresh rotation. I want to be able to give Coley a couple of minutes well, because he was a little bit disappointed that he'd been getting a chance and then wasn't getting chances. He asked to play the last game, and I said to him that, you know, bigger games or like different games will come up sort of thing. So I'll give him some minutes in the game today, especially with no Frey on the bench and him making that that bench spot because of that. Just seemed right to give him a bit of a chance. But Smith actually now potentially on a bit of a burst down the right-hand side. By the way, it's worth noting Ashby there made a wonderful run alongside Smith. A chance, a kind of run that I'd love to see Santos make a bit more often, but he doesn't. Coley, unlucky, surrounded by players there. But it's the kind of run that I often want Heverton Santos to make, but he doesn't. Ashby made it without me even asking. Just worth thinking about. Burnley bringing the ball forward here, finding a bit of space every now and again in this middle of the park, just like that there. Branhill's picking up a really good area in the middle of the park that not being missed by Varane and Field, but like he's just sort of sitting a little bit deeper where it's not really their place to pick him up. Oh, lovely touch there, actually. A chance maybe to get this ball in the box. Got to be careful to not let that happen. We've defended that really, really well, because that could have been a problem. If the AI had taken that a touch quicker, I think we'd have been in trouble there. But edge of the box, it's almost like they've been told they're not allowed to shoot outside the box, and it's worked really well. He is offside, the striker there, thankfully, but it's a really good save from Nardi. Obviously he didn't know that it was going to be offside, so he made the save anyway. Really good stop, but thankfully it doesn't lead to a corner. It does give us a chance to maybe make the last attack of the game here, as Ilias Chair is going to try and burst down the left hand side. Going to do so pretty well, actually. I wanted that ball into to Madsen, but it's okay. That's the full-time whistle. 2-0 this time in the away wins, and this time will relish in the boos, because those home fans are not best pleased. But that's a chance for us to stay ahead of Burnley and maybe catch up on those top 2. Not a position I was expecting to talk about or think we were going to be in, but we're there and we are having the best of time while we are. So let's just crack on. Let's keep this winning streak up, man. We do see ourselves into third. Sheffield United still with that game in hand, and obviously could go ahead of us if they were to do so, and we would drop to fourth with them climbing up to second. But mate, we are playing some lovely, lovely football right now, and if we can keep this up, I'll be a very happy man. Let's just keep on keeping on. Our next game is against Sunderland, who are in 10th. And they won't be easy by any stretch of the imagination. The bottom 3 is still the same. I'm fairly sure in the same order as well. Swansea have picked up a win, but I don't think Sheffield Wednesday or Oxford have gained any points in the 2 games that we've played so far today. So they've got a lot of work to do. Stoke with 3 or a game in hand, I should say, not 3 points in hand, a game in hand. So a chance for them obviously to push on a touch higher as well. But let's just see if we can keep up with this winning streak, because if we can find this form now, 3 wins in a row is phenomenal. If we can make it 4, that's when we're starting to talk about form. Also worth noting here, Paul Nardi tweeting, great to see my name at the top of the clean sheet chart. Big credit goes to the defenders in front of me, though. You can see the followers actually all about it. They're fully here for it. So well done to Nardi. Average match rating of 6.9. Only 6 goals conceded all season and 10 clean sheets in 12 games. Absolutely phenomenal. The guy's in form. Also, fun fact, Nardi over the last few years has had a helmet in game, sort of like a Petr Cech style helmet. Does anyone know why? Is that something he had to have at some point? Did he have like a head injury and had to wear a helmet and then was given that in game? Or was that just EA gave him a helmet in previous FCs and FIFAs? If anyone has the answer to that, let me know. Few things coming through before our next fixture. We can upgrade Morrison to be a plus ball playing defender, which is great. It just gets that dribbling up a little bit. We've obviously got the defending up a touch. I am just going to train him on balance from now on, just to kind of boost everything a little bit. He's sort of in that rating position wise where he's obviously not getting into the team at the moment, and if we had a bit more depth, I think we'd probably loan him out. But yeah, at the moment, with where the depth is, every now and again he's going to be needed for something, because the depth is not very deep. We'll put it that way. Ilias Chair has also now changed to a cam, which is great to see. So Ilias now on the cam position. And there isn't really anything. I think he's hit his potential for the season. So we're just going to whack him on balance, keep him there. It's a real shame that he's capped at a +1 for the first season. We have to hope dynamic potential comes into play at some point. Also, time for our youth scouts report. Let's have a little look-see and see if we found any potential stars here. Starting off with the one in England, which is obviously mainly looking at defensive-minded players. Albert Nichols, it is going to be a no from me, my friend. Same for you, sorry, Felix Graham, as your potential doesn't look that great. Aidan Williams. Potential starting of 49 to 67. Potential of 69 to 94. Okay. Now, I'm looking at some of those stats. Are those stats accurate to what their current rating is? Oh, hold on a second. Jackson Ashton, 68 to 94. Ed Knowles, 70 to 94. Now, if those stats are accurate to what they're going to be, then we can kind of make a guesstimate as to what their starting rating is going to be. This guy's probably going to be, what, like a 58? We're going to sign him up because he looks pretty good. We don't know his position. Looking at that, he's maybe a centre mid, possibly. I'm not sure. We're going to sign him up. We are also going to sign Aidan Williams. Again, his rating is probably going to be, I'm not sure. Probably 55. Maybe 55 as a midfielder. And Ashton Jackson, is worth bearing in mind, he's only 13. So his potential starting rating is probably going to be on the lower side of things. And that's not a problem because obviously he can develop plenty. So we'll sign all three of them. I think those are three pretty good pickups there from us. And then we'll have a little look at the Moroccan scouting list. Only 2 people on this one. And sadly, neither look that great. We'll keep Issam Ahmed scouting a little bit further. But that one-star, obviously, I know it was a bit of a risk just bringing in a one-star. But I was trying to be sensible with money because don't forget, one of our missions, our targets that the board have set us is to make £25.5 million profit. I don't know where they think this money's going to come from. I really don't. Just something very quickly. I was just going to look at what position those new players were just to see sort of what kind of players we were working with. I feel like I just need to show you this. We've got Albert Smith, goalkeeper, 6'6". The lad's massive. And then I looked below him and saw Jovanovic and thought, 84 to 94. We've potentially got a really good keeper on our hands. He's 5'5". I really hope that these, like the youth academy players, still have the chance to grow, because at 14 he's still got a chance to grow. Like he's still got a chance to have a growth spurt. And it was just funny seeing this young lad followed by this young lad. It just made me chuckle because the height difference is crazy. But Ed Knowles, 63 rated in the end. Not entirely sure how those stats have worked out to make a 63 rated CDM, but a 63 rated CDM he is nonetheless. We're going to make him a holding midfielder, which is great. He's apparently already got a plus in that, so phenomenal. 3 heading accuracy. I'm telling you, youth players, apparently just none of them can head the ball. I think Williams was the other player, I'm fairly sure. We'll make him an advanced playmaker because that kind of, again, suits what we're doing with the main team. It kind of does fit with that. And then Ashton was the final player. He is a striker. We'll make him a poacher. That's the vibe, because obviously that's what we scouted, wasn't it? A poacher. So we'll whack all 3 of them onto it. We'll look at the starting rating. So he's 17 years old with 63. You know what? We could even potentially call him up at some point. I won't lie to you. That could be an interesting decision to make there. Williams is 16 with a 60 rating. So again, not too bad. And then Ashton, obviously only 13, but 46 rated, which again, at the age of 13, I feel like that's pretty phenomenal actually. And then 68 to 92. So all 3 with great potential. They kind of just need to progress a little bit. Okay, going to go into our final game of the episode today. Another early kickoff here against Sunderland. And we're going with our strongest and our starting 11. Again, I'm trying to find that sweet spot now of the players having good stamina while staying match sharp. Let me know in the comments if this is something you're struggling with. I know in like some of the pre-game settings you can set it that the energy consumption or like the energy depletion is very different and like they regain energy a lot quicker. It just felt a little bit cheaty, but it's something that I'm definitely noticing is that stamina this year just seems ridiculous to sort of maintain if you want to maintain match sharpness. But let me know if that's something you guys are struggling with or if I'm just bad at setting up the trading plans. But we're going to jump into this one. Our third and final game of the episode is going to highlight Celar as it should. 4 goals in the last 3, 2 of which were braces. So fair play to him. And yeah, he's really in some firing form right now. If we keep him in goal scoring form, we have got all the chances to stay in at least the playoff places. Top 6 becomes very attainable if we keep him in firing form. So let's hope that that is something that we can achieve. Let's hope that that's something we can attain. And let's crack on with our third and final game of the episode here. Nardi behind in the Tifo, as he should be. As we discussed, 10 clean sheets in 12 matches is absolutely phenomenal. For that period of time where we were kings of the 1-0 and kings of the 0-0, he was a big part of it. So let's see if we can come away with another 3 points. A clean sheet again would be nice, but 3 points in front of the Loftus Road faithful. Come on, you Ars. Pervader bursting through there. The pass, thankfully, wasn't phenomenal, but his run through was real good. He took a good number of our players just out of the game, and the ball is slipping off that turf. Obviously, I do have weather effects on because I do think it aids with some realism. Does it make gameplay easy? No, but does it make, for me, a little bit more like immersion in the career mode? Yes, it does. So I'm absolutely fine with struggling a little bit with some skidding water off the pitch if it makes it feel more realistic. Good tackle there from Sam Field, but the ball just skidding off that surface and going straight back to Sunderland. A chance now for Sunderland. Nardi, I think, had it covered. It's over the bar, though, and boy, am I grateful that it was. But yeah, Sunderland are really good. They've been keeping us paid back in our defensive third. We haven't really had much of the ball. So yeah, plenty of work to do to get ourselves back into this. We haven't started like the home side, I guess is the way to put it. It's all Sunderland right now. As I said before, it is just them in our defensive third, but well done there to Heverton Santos. Gets that ball off of them and a chance for us to bring it away. I've asked for the through ball pretty quickly there. I'll tell you what, Sunderland are not holding the punches. They are throwing those tackles out there. What a Nardi. So good in a 1v1 Nardi. He really, really is good in those 1v1 situations in real life, and he's done really well with that one as well. But yeah, they are sliding in at any given moment, but I will be a little bit frustrated because that pass from Madsen. Oh, I thought I'd given away a penalty then. Oh, thank God Nardi's there. I love him. That pass from Madsen, I asked for it way quicker, but he took ages to play it. But yeah, strong tackle from the Sunderland player in the middle of the park, but a very strong save from Nardi there, keeping it at 0-0 thus far. It's going to be difficult to do so. Got to try and, I was going to say try and get that one clear, but it's been headed into our player, and it goes off for another corner here. This is literally just Sunderland highlight after Sunderland highlight. Kenneth Powell get that one away. Oh, can we get Chair on this, actually? Yes, we can. Ilias Chair. Who's that in the middle? Is that Sato? Go on, fella. Ilias Chair with a lovely pass into Sato. And now Sato finds the back of the net. That might be his first goal for us. I'm not entirely sure. But he does find the back of the net. I'll tell you what as well. Every time I see that man, he is smiling. And I absolutely love the energy he brings to this club, man. I'm so here for it. And I hope he's having as much fun as I'm having using his card in the game. It's a lovely counter-attacking play there. It had been all Sunderland. This is so against the run of play. But I could not care any less. It's 1-0 to QPR, and it's Sato's, I'm fairly sure, first goal for us. We're going to find out because it will tell us as it goes back to him going to the halfway line. But yeah, I'm absolutely here for it. That, by the way, what a coat that is. They call me Arsene Wenger, mate. Sato, 32nd minute. It is his first goal. First goal for the club. Let's go, Sato. I'd love to see him score in real life. Absolutely here for it, boys. Come on, 1-0. Chair with the ball in the middle of the park here. Bit of space to run into. Sunderland players aren't closing him. I wanted a fake shot instead of just thumped the ball at their defender. But we'll take the corner, I guess, even though it's not what I was trying for. But it's okay. Kenneth Powell whips it in there. It's a good corner. It's up to Celar. Oh, it's just wide of the post. That's a really good header. Heads it sort of down into that bottom corner, but it's just wide. It's a really, really good effort, though. Doesn't quite find the back of the net. We're looking good, though, boys. We're doing decent here. It's a good ball here from Sunderland. Plays it out wide. Rusin up against Kenneth Powell. Oh, Kenneth Powell's been beat there. The ball's in from Rusin, but well done, Santos. Gets up really well to get that ball cleared, and that is half-time. It was all Sunderland for the first 30 minutes. We scored, and we've had a couple of chances working that ball forward. We're finding a bit of space in the middle. They're finding space in the middle when they're in the attack, but then when they're pushing forward, it's creating space behind them for players like Chair, players like Sato to just find a bit of space and run into it. As long as we have two players going forward, I think we've always got a decent chance of catching them on the counter, but we are having to work on that counter because they are the team with the ball. They are the team in possession. So going to just crack on. I think, what do I want to do? I don't think I'm going to make changes yet. I think we'll keep everything the same for now. I don't think we need to make the changes yet. We will do at some point, though, because players will start to get tired. I think Sato and or Dembele will probably come off at some point. Dembele's stamina is just too low. We just need that stamina to be picked up a little bit. And we've got a player absolutely that can run for 90 minutes and do us the business. But Ilias Chair, great strike there, but it's a really, really nice save. It was going in. It was a very, very good effort. I love hitting it from the edge of the box with Ilias Chair. It just feels so right. It just feels so good. But it wasn't quite to find the back of the net there. It's a really, really good save. But Sunderland have brought this ball forward pretty quick. Pervader on the ball, takes it past Kenneth Powell. Steve Cook now gets that ball. Well done, Steve Cook, mate. Sato with a chance to bring this ball forward. Their fullback is sat really, really deep, and their midfielder was just nowhere to be seen. But Ilias Chair through to Celar on the volley. It's a good save from the keeper. I maybe had more time than I thought. I maybe could have taken a touch there. I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't now. Changes to be made here. I've made a good handful of them. We have brought on Smith, Frey, Varane and Ashby for Sato, Celar, Field and Powell. All like-for-like changes. Dembele moves to Cam. Smith comes on at right mid, Chair moves over to left mid. So sort of moving around the attacking midfield trio to sort of offer a little bit something different. Obviously, pace staying on that right-hand side, but then a little bit more pace through the middle for Dembele, and then a bit of creativity out on the left-hand side with Ilias Chair, giving Field a bit of a rest. Maddison was the more tired of the two, but I just want to see how Varane feels coming in to replace Field, because Field has been time and time again so good for us in this career mode. It'll be interesting to see if we can bring on Varane in those scenarios to be that defensive option. Maddison with a rocket that ends just the wrong side of the post. He put some venom in that shot. It was a real good effort. I'm gutted it didn't quite find the back of the net, if I'm honest with you, but it was a really, really lovely chance, just not one that quite ended in that goal. It's still 1-0, 10 minutes to go. Ball over the top here. Ashby with work to do. Mundell out on the right-hand side for us. Got to try and stop that one. Oh, it's not a bad cross, but there was no one in there to meet it. Kenneth Powell able to pick it up with relative ease and no pressure around him. And now Paul Smith just has to burst forward. But I've run central. I maybe should have stayed wide. Hopefully we don't give Sunderland a chance to bring this ball forward. Ashby win that ball. He's done enough. That's full time. It's 1-0. It's scrappy. It wasn't pretty, but it was a win, and that is what matters. We had chances to make it 2 as well. We really, really did. But we also had chances to concede, and Nardi was the best player on the pitch for me today. I think he really did come up with 2, if not 3, crucial stops. So massive fair play to Nardi. We highlighted it before the game, and he lived up to it during. Big result, and 3 more huge points. We thought 5th was pretty incredible. We thought 4th was pretty incredible. We are now 3rd in the championship table, boys. We are looking good. Sheffield United only picked up a point in their game in hand, which means that we are 3 points ahead of them, and we are behind Leeds on goal difference. Same amount of games played, same wins, draws, losses, same goal difference. It is just goals for that we are behind on. So we're looking pretty phenomenal right now. I am over the moon with how this is going. Our next game is up against Middlesbrough, who are in 20th. They're having a tricky time of things. It is still Oxford, Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea City down there, but Sheffield Wednesday and Oxford both picking up a win to bring up their points total a little bit there. Stoke lost their game in hand, which means they stay in touching distance of the teams below. But it's holding up to be a pretty intense and pretty exciting championship season here in this save. I'm having a great time, and hopefully we just keep on this form. Top 6 would be unreal. I really would be happy with that. But that is going to be where we round up today's episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do leave a like on it. It supports me, the video, the channel, and the series out a whole bunch. If you're new, hit the sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. But that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. Take care.